We're a band's band. The first O.A.R. show was the 8th grade talent show. Okay, I swear to God.
Hey girl, come with me and let yourself go.
No better?
Looking good.
There we go.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing well. Just hanging at home. Family's upstairs.
Like everyone,
Figure out how to teach kids math again. Relearning all that. So, busy day.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2. I got a 14-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old as well.
I will admit that is probably going to be the most embarrassing thing when I'm a dad trying to teach my kids math. I have like a 5th grade level math, like knowledge, and it's pretty embarrassing to this day.
Yeah, the 14-year-old is blown past me, absolutely blown past me. So I'm just trying to look smart in front of the 6-year-old.
Right. At least you can. I think I can make. I don't think I'm going to impress a 6-year-old, but I don't think a 6-year-old will be blown away with my math skills. But I think the last time that we saw each other in person, you were playing in Cleveland, but it was about almost a year ago. I think it was in May when we met at Great Lakes while you guys were doing the whole beer thing and everything last year. And last year, I mean, huge year for you guys. You came out with the Mighty studio album, a live album, Live at Merriweather, and then the beer as well. 2020 has got to be a little bit different for you guys.
Yeah, well, 2019 was certainly a great year for O.A.R. and a busy one. 2020, obviously, we're hitting the brakes for right now, and I think you take every day as it comes. Really, every day this situation, this crisis evolves, and we just do our absolute best to try to adapt to it. I am enjoying seeing what other artists and folks are doing like home concert series and things like that, and all different kinds of streams. We're doing one, I Feel Home with Mark, Sundays at 4 p.m. Our first one was last week. We're going to kick another one off this Sunday, and bringing some of the guys like me and things like that to it as well. So it's a challenge, but a lot of fun at the same time, figuring out different ways to kind of, engage and create content for our audience.
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing Mark on Sunday. That was a good little concert that he put on there. And, what's so funny about this is that I feel like now that everyone has taken a breath, they're in a new kind of mindset where you can't go out and do anything. There's no live sports, but I feel like people are getting super creative content-wise and even just doing different content like what you guys are doing throughout this. I mean, with all this, are we going to expect a new O.A.R. CD at some point? Because you guys might have a little bit more time to write.
Yeah, we're home and we're working and just creating new stuff. And, next year's our 25th anniversary. So we were looking forward to creating all different kinds of stuff for that anyway. So yeah. The fact that we're home and we have a little bit more time on our hands, it would seem like we have a bit more time on our hands. It's actually busier just being home and being engaged with that. But, we're always creating. We're never not creating. We're always trying to create new content and figure out different ways to get that to our audience. So that never stops, hasn't stopped for the past 25 years.
I mean, 25 years. I mean, so you guys are going to be celebrating that next year. You just kind of hinted that a little bit. What's your celebration going to look like for next year?
We had so many fantastic and great things. Again, I think this changes and evolves day by day. So we'll see how that affects 2021 as well. What we're excited to do is, as soon as we're able to get out there and play shows again, we look forward to doing that. But we certainly understand the right thing to do right now is just everybody hunker down, stay safe.
For sure. Get back to Cleveland, man. We miss you guys here. We had a fun time at your.
Yeah, Nautica's always great. Always a great show there.
It was so funny. I brought my dad and we talked afterwards, and I was laughing. I still give my dad crap to this day because we had a few drinks. We had a few Mighty Lagers, and he played in the sax. He played the saxophone in the concert band or whatever the heck it was back in Rockton, Illinois. And he's like, yeah, we should get our saxophones in place sometime. And I'm like, Dad, come on, man. You're killing me here. You're killing me. But I mean, despite what's going on right now, talk to me a little bit about O.A.R's, what each one of you in the band, your creative concept is, and kind of the method to your guys' madness, or is there really a method, or kind of walk me through that?
Sure. I think we always just try to be sincere and authentic in what we do. So we write what we know. We write about the experiences that we have and that our friends and family have. We're fortunate that people connect and relate with that, um, and how those ideas and how that music created really is. It depends on the situation. It depends on the song.
The success you guys have had is pretty incredible, but also I think maybe one of the biggest successes is just staying together for that long.
It certainly is. Yeah, it is. You know, it's kind of like a marriage in a lot of different ways. It certainly goes a lot farther and deeper than a professional relationship. Uh, it's, you know, we certainly respect and appreciate our friendship. We have a lot of respect and appreciation for each other, and you know, we recognize that what we do and what we have is something unique and special, and not to be taken for granted. So we get after it every day and make the most of it.
Talk to me about some of the early days and the struggles and what you guys had to go through, and if there were times when you were like, all right, like I have no idea like if this is going to work, or talk to me about some of those struggles that were early on and maybe even throughout the career.
Yeah, you know, the struggles necessarily, I think the struggles were in the sense of we were always trying to catch up to the momentum of what was going on around us. You know, when we were in college, we'd play a show and there'd be 50 people, and the next show there's 100 people, and then, you know, 250, and then it's gone. So it grew quickly in that regard from a live performance standpoint. So we would play Columbus, Ohio, and then Columbus and Athens and Cleveland, and then we would add Cincinnati, and then eventually we'd make our way to Chicago and then New York, and all that kind of grow out from there. Um, but it was fun and it was great, and it was just a real kinetic environment where there's a bunch of young folks getting after what they love to do, playing music for and about other folks around them, and everybody just kind of came around and had a great time with it. The struggles kind of and challenges come as the career grows and evolves, and just kind of struggling to keep it kind of on the rails. You know, it's I think you put it best, is the greatest challenge is just existing for 25 years, you know, and keeping it all together. But we have, and it's something I'm extremely proud of, and that, you know, we all are too. You know, we're a band's band. The first O.A.R show was the eighth grade talent show. Okay, I swear to God, like there's, you know, the boys go back a long time, and the fact that no one's really had a square job and just played music our entire lives in one band is something unique and special. I'm blessed. I get to be the custodian of such a great catalog of music, and it's been a fun, wild, and challenging ride.
What were you majoring in at Ohio State?
So I majored in management information systems at Ohio State,
Okay.
which had very little to do with music, uh, uh, but and I did very little management information systeming in college as well.
Were you a
So
good student?
I was a student
Yeah, same. Yeah.
most of the time, but I went to school to go find a career, and what I really wanted to do is be in a band.
Yeah.
And so it was, Ohio State was an amazing vehicle for me to go out and do that stuff. Not a lot of it happened in a classroom.
When did you know that it was like, okay, like we can do this, we can make money on this and really have this as our career? I don't have to use my business information systems or whatever you're majoring in.
A couple of things. One, when we went to Chicago in, I think, like 1999 or probably like 2000, something like
Okay.
that. We sold it out. We sold out the Chicago House of Blues 3 nights a row.
Wow.
We were probably juniors in college or something like that. So that to me was like, this is a big city.
Yeah.
I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. Columbus was a big city to me. Chicago was a massive juggernaut of a city to me, and it was working there. I figured if it could work there, it could actually really work. So I was excited about that. I went in July of 2000. I was waiting tables, and that was the last time I actually had to work for anybody, was going in and quitting that job.
Where were you waiting tables at?
I was waiting tables at this place called Brio at Easton here in Columbus.
Okay, yeah, I think there's one in Crocker Park. It's like a chain.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them now.
Yeah.
But that was the first one, and Easton's like one of those like outdoor town type mall concepts. But it was packed, and we did well there. But I actually took a pay cut to quit waiting tables and join O.A.R. full time.
That's awesome.
It paid off that work.
I was about to say, I think it paid off. Yeah, I don't know the how much fame you would be having at Brio. I'm sure you were a fantastic waiter, but
I was a decent server, but not bartender material. So it was a dead end for me.
Yeah. All right. So if the five guys, if they weren't doing, and yourself included, if you weren't in O.A.R, give me a career for each one of them.
That's a good question. I think Mark could teach. Mark could like hit the tenure route at a college or something like that. He could be that like good like leather patched sport coated professor type. I think he'd do well with that. Benj, I think Benj could do well in like real estate stuff. He's good at that.
Very likable.
Yeah, he's good in that. Richie would have like a Uber, like some sort of clothing line that I wouldn't be able to afford.
I could see that.
You know what I mean? Like some like Uber, like they wouldn't even advertise. Like you'd go into the store and they'd like shame you, but like you just like pour money out to them. It's like one of those like places. Like,
You're paying
he
money.
would have started
because
like
it's expensive.
Supreme or something like that.
Yeah.
What he would have done. And Koulos, let's see, Koulos is a poli-sci major in college. So I can see him doing something in the political world.
Who in the band would you want to be quarantined with? Or who's the least person you'd want to be quarantined with? Maybe that's more interesting.
No, well, I'd be quarantined with Chris. I'd pick him because he's great to watch movies with.
Okay.
He'll laugh at damn near anything on a movie. So he's a great companion. Any funny movie, I save it to watch it with Chris.
I love that.
I would pick Chris.
Okay. Who's the least?
And truthfully, we're pretty much quarantined together mostly
all the
tour.
time.
I mean, we sleep 5 to 10 feet from each other, 3 to 4 months a year. So any of this stuff is we got it down pat.
And what are you streaming right now?
What am I streaming?
You seen Tiger King?
My wife was watching the Tiger King. Yeah.
You got to check it out, man.
I caught a little bit of it, just watching it. I'm like, oh man, wow. I remember that guy in Zanesville when they let out all those.
Yeah, that's close to you guys.
Stuff. I'm like crazy. That's not too far from what's Zanesville, 45 minutes from us or something like that. So
yeah,
that's crazy. I remember that in the news and things. Yeah, but that dude's wild, man. All that stuff. So.
He's exotic, is what he is. He's Joe Exotic. But you got to answer the question.
He totally is. Streaming though, what have I been streaming? Yeah. I stream like anything on like old racing stuff. I know it's not super sexy, but like Le Mans,
like car racing,
like all the Shelby stuff, like all those things on Netflix. I burned through all those things.
What's like a weird habit you've developed, if any?
I go and like wipe down all the knobs and the doors and like all the cabinetry like twice a day at least. Yeah. And so the family are like, no one's in here. There's just us. You slow down with it. It's all fun.
Yeah. So. I love that. All right. What's like, okay, so obviously you're in a band, but like what's a guilty pleasure music that you have that I would be like, wow, Jerry DePizzo listens to X, Y, and Z?
I don't know. Like the new Lizzo album.
Killer, man.
So good. And it's like, it's amazing to have like pop music, like from like just crush like that. So I put it on and my 6-year-old will yell at Alexa to turn that on and then they just dance all over the house and it's fantastic. So it's great to see all that.
Great workout music too. I'll tell you what. I think for my Spotify top music, it was Lizzo and O.A.R. this year.
That's a good blend.
It's not bad. All right. Show me around a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So we're kind of in my man cave basement office studio area. It was my basement for 8.5 years of us living here. So I basically just sat in this exact same spot in a cinder block basement and did the exact same thing I do right now. So my wife was gracious enough to give me the green light to actually finish this puppy out and get after it. But most of we record. We have one place in New York that we record. Greg Wattenberg is a very well-known, respected producer and writer, and we work out of his studio a lot. So I'll drive back and forth to New York, but if it's not there, it's in this room. And so I've recorded probably 4 or 5 records worth of stuff, just kind of sitting right here and doing my thing. So kind of hangs here. Most of my guitars and things, it's kind of hard to show. They're off the wall.
Okay.
Hanging
Cool.
on these kind of little baffles and things. And so those things actually handle soundproofing so that the folks upstairs, my wife and kids, don't give me the business when I'm getting after it.
Nice.
And then also I put hooks in them so we can hang the guitars on it so I can get a little bit of floor space here. But I don't know, I got a bunch of stuff, all kinds guitars. Like, you can never have enough guitars.
Yeah.
So I put a finite amount of hooks on the wall so I know when to stop. So
There you go.
this one's cool. This is a Gibson SG. My buddy Joel gave this to me for my birthday one year.
It's a good friend.
Played that out on the road a couple times. This is my main horn, Selmer Mark VI tenor saxophone from 1954 or 58, somewhere around there. So
Okay. Why'd you go with the vintage? Is this just hit different?
Selmer Mark VIs are known to be really great horns. And I was, at the time of getting that horn, I was chasing a certain serial number range to find. I don't know, it was a bunch of stuff I read in a magazine, thought it was cool. So
Yeah.
I went and bought one. It was the true answer to it. I thought it was
You thought it was cool.
cool
Yeah.
when I was young and I was trying to be like my heroes. So they had Selmer Mark VIs. So that's what I have now. So
I love
either
it.
way, it's a hell of a horn. So
Is that the one that you record everything with on studios?
yeah. So I've pretty much everything, that and all the touring stuff. I have a backup horn too, but that's my main guy.
So with horn players, it's not like a guitar player, because a guitar player has a bunch of guitars, or correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but like a horn player just has basically one.
Yeah. So like a different type of guitar will give a different type of sound.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go for, if you want it like a saxophone or a tenor saxophone, usually you just have one. You don't have like 3 or 4 tenor saxophones. One, they're expensive as hell. And 2, you're trying to always develop your sound, and your sound, it's hard to do that if you have it on several different instruments.
I was in 5th grade and I'm like, I'm going to play the saxophone and I'm going to be the next Kenny G. So I started playing the alto sax, and I lasted 2 weeks in band. And that was my saxophone career.
Mine started, I went into band and I said, I want to be a drummer.
Yeah.
You see there's some drums back there too. So I want to play the drums. And they're like, well, there's 30, the band, I think I came in a day or 2 late or something. And the band director's like, well, there's 30 kids in the band. 19 of them are drummers. So we're full. How about the trumpet? I'm like, okay. And so I went home and I'm like, Mom, I need a trumpet. She said, well, your uncle has a saxophone, so you can play the saxophone. And that's
Wow. Fate, man.
There it is.
That is fate.
That's it. So
Love it. All right, man. Do you have like a really cool O.A.R thing that you can show off here for our fine folks, or if not?
O.A.R thing. What do I have in here that's O.A.R-ness? It's so funny. I do so much O.A.R-ing in here. I have like nothing O.A.R. Hold on,
So if I broke into your basement, I would never know that you were an O.A.R.
Yeah, I know. These are, I appreciate these. There's a guy that worked for us for over 10 years. His name's Anthony Patterson. He works for Red Light Management, and he got us a set of O.A.R boxing gloves.
Oh, I love it.
Celebrate his 10-year anniversary with us. So I appreciate those. And looking around, yeah, in my man cave, I don't have anything O.A.R in here. And honestly, I don't have like I have like maybe one family picture too. And I see that I kind of do that on purpose, for the sense of like, when I'm in here, I'm here to get after it.
Yeah.
Down to business and get working. and to sit there and rest on accolades and things like that probably isn't the best thing to do when you're supposed to be working. So all that stuff's in other spots of the house.
Yeah. Anything else you want to get out there? Where can we follow you on Instagram, social media, Twitter?
Sure. All things O.A.R is liveoar.com, or all our socials are at Of a Revolution. We have I Feel Home with Mark Sundays at 4 p.m. On Instagram Live, and you can follow me at Jerry DePizzo on all socials.
Cool. A charity you want to plug?
We have our charity Heard the World Fund. A portion of every concert ticket O.A.R show goes into this fund, and then we look to create opportunity through educational-based opportunities and all different kinds of stuff. We fund scholarships for kids. We do computers in schools. We fund pediatric cancer research, all kinds of things that we see a need, we feel a need.
Cool. All right, man. Again, appreciate your time. And you and the rest of the O.A.R guys are great guys. So I was when I met you guys last year, I knew you guys would be nice guys, but you guys are the real deal, and I appreciate it. And more success to you guys in the future.
Thanks, Austin. I appreciate it, man. I enjoy watching on all the stuff you're creating on your socials too during this downtime too, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I'm going a little stir crazy in here. So and people are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like duplicating myself. I live alone, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just bored." So.
Well, you're putting it to good use, man.
Appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Jerry.